Everybody get your balls up.
My ball's already on the inside.
Bitch, the ball's on the inside.
I've already
some
poured my
balls
ball
on the
as my
outside.
white wine topper. As you guys know, I am wont to do. I'm Kara. Welcome to Who's the Bitch?
Outside. Oh, I'm sorry. I was just thinking about my balls being on the inside and the outside. My name is Jackie Zabrowski. Welcome to Who's the Bitch.
Oh,
My
God,
balls
it's
are
great
on
to
the
be back.
inside and the outside. What if I don't have any balls? I'm sorry, Red Age. I'm just sorry for your ballless existence, but that's all right.
It is wild. It's just a Monday, and we just booze it up on a
balls
Monday.
it.
No problem. It's 6 o'clock. My kids are still awake. Am I home? No, I'm
It's
here.
fine. The sun's still up because it's daylight savings times. Everybody get your balls up. I had a lot of people. I've seen people in chat talking about how they wish they had a porch to get drunk on. So everybody, if you've got a porch right now,
This is our
get out on that
virtual porch.
Yeah,
baby.
virtual porch. Come join
Balls
us.
up. But put your balls up.
I'm gonna be throwing shit from our porch, and I hope you don't get hit. But if you do, you know, that's just the love of a bitch that you got kissed with, and you're welcome.
Now, Jackie,
Yes,
we're gonna
ma'am.
I'm gonna just show you. I got an email. You know, I'm manning the phones here, guys. I'm checking the.
Getting in there?
Yeah, we got a call from someone who a call. It was an email from someone who wanted to apologize for being a bitch to you.
Moi?
Jackie on page 7 in her Jackie Snacky segments has been eating a little bit on the podcast because she's trying a snack. And unfortunately,
Am I about to
I
get
have
yelled at?
listened to many podcasts where this has happened, where people cannot handle hearing someone eat on a podcast. And I have to say, I'm one of those people.
Kara's one of those.
This person that wrote in, they said they have misophonia, which I also have, self-diagnosed. And they wrote Jackie a mean email about the sound. And then they wrote to apologize for being a bitch and said, it's your show. You do what you want.
I really appreciate
So here she
that.
is accepting her apology
Yes.
live on Who's the Bitch.
Yes, live here. I accept your apology. Thank you so much for sending in your apology. I appreciate that at least you're seeing that I was trying to, I wanted to still support the people with misophonia.
Yeah.
But also still do Jackie's snackies. So it's really difficult.
Look, she wants to be a snackfluencer. We cannot stand in the way of that dream.
I thank
But
you. Thank
I,
you.
as somebody who also believes that there's no place for eating on podcasts, I agree that you moving it to the end of your show,
Put it at the end of the
where
show.
people can just go, oh, this is the part I don't like, and they
it
can just shut off and say, we've had a good time till here. I think that's a great idea. I think you've made a really great compromise.
But I do appreciate, I understand, getting the kickback that we did because a lot of people have issues hearing people eat into a microphone. We're trying not to eat directly into the microphone, but you brought up the fact that you were self-diagnosed.
I mean, I don't know if there's a doctor out there going, you have misophonia. I mean, I think most of us are self-diagnosing, right?
Yes,
Right.
and I've also self-diagnosed myself as having tryptophobia, which I realize now. I don't know if this is just because of the memes have opened up my world to being scared of the little bumps, to being disgusted by the little holes. It yucks me out.
Yes.
It makes me want to throw up forever. So I do understand you misophonias out there.
You know,
I get ya.
Because do you remember when a few years ago the American
Sweet Life.
Horror Story had a bunch of really unnerving ads, and it was activating everybody's tryptophobia or whatever, because it was like a lot of like honeycomb. Do you freak out when you see honeycomb?
Yes, yeah, and this is
Holes.
I love succulents. I love a cacti. But you see those little holes so often in a garden, and I ain't talking about buttholes.
Yeah.
You see those?
There's
too?
some
You
holes
look
she
close
likes,
enough.
but most holes she doesn't.
Most holes I'm anti.
Oh, C Butt says, I hate mouth sounds, and yet I power through every good pud. And yes, I am very brave. You are.
Brave, C-Butt.
This
Thank
is
you
why
for
I
your
said I don't
bravery.
think I could be a guest on Good Pud, because I don't think I can handle the sounds. I don't think I can handle I don't think I have the gag reflex for it. And there's another reason. I'm a vegetarian.
Oh. Oh, yeah. Oh, you think we're going to
You think you guys gonna make me something nasty out of veggies?
I don't think so. No, baby. It's all in the grease. That's the secret to the puds that you don't know. It's all in the grease.
I don't know if
And you're right, thank you. Noises are the bitch, holes are the bitch. Thank you so much. You
Noises and
roadhouse
holes,
me.
noises and holes.
Although, usually I like both of those things, but I guess not tonight, everybody. Not into it today.
Well, now that we've talked about our phobias and Jackie has grievances have been aired and Jackie has accepted apologies.
Accept.
Let's dive into our phone calls. Thank you for calling in. Don't forget, bit.ly/LPN hotline is how you get through to us.
Talk to us live. All right. Ooh, we've got B.
We've got B.
Maybe you are the bitch. Your name is B. Welcome to the show. Who's the bitch? What's going on?
Hi, how are you?
We're good.
Hey, how are you?
I called in a few days ago and left a voicemail, but I was in the woods and a couple buzzballs deep, so
Fuck
I
yeah.
kind of wanted to give it another try.
Okay.
I mean, when you're in the woods, you gotta be a couple balls
That's
deep.
what I'm saying, and I was in the buzz zone. But anyway,
yeah.
so I got this campsite with my husband that's like right on the water and so beautiful.
Okay.
And we were so excited to go. We reserved it. We rolled up to it. There was a family all set up. They had their tent put out. They had fire going. They had their food cooking, whatever. 2 dogs, a kid. I rolled up and I was like, I hate to make a kid, walk up a mountain and move their stuff, but I was like, we're not doing this. Y'all gotta pack everything up and move.
Good for you.
Which I was like, I'm being a bit of the bitch right now, but also I want my view of the water and I don't want to walk 200 feet up the mountain to the other spot.
Yeah.
So they turned around and went, no, this is our spot, and doubled down. And I was like, bitch, coming back at ya. Pulled out my phone, scroll through the email, pulled it up. Here it is, Site 46. Here's the day. Here's the spot.
Yes.
Guess what? They triple down and pull out their phone. And they start scrolling. They're like, nope, we had it. So they're scrolling. And I'm like, oh my God, like they're probably like, oh, maybe they'll just give up and let us stay here because we are
You
taking
think
too
a
long to
bitch
find
that
it.
has receipts is gonna just give up? Go. I guess you
That's what
probably
I'm saying.
have
I'm
the
like, at this
email.
point-
What?
At this point, I just got to be right, if nothing else. I got to be the bitch that's right.
You're damn right.
So they finally are just like, oh, I guess we did have the wrong spot. I was like, can I help you move your stuff? Because I'm not going to be 1,000% bitch.
Wow,
They said
very
no
nice
and
of
moved
you.
Their stuff. But it gets crazier, okay? Because
Oh,
at
no.
the end of, not even the end of the night, they are like, they're partying, whatever, hanging out, being loud. Me too. And then a couple hours later, though, they go quiet. And my husband goes up to the car, parked next to theirs, and they're blasting. Get ready? Last podcast on the left. Out the
Oh, my
window.
God.
I mean, they can't be that bad. All right.
Hold
But
on.
then-
Hear me out. These people might be okay.
Maybe we're fine with the people, but continue though. It sounds like it might get crazier.
I know, I wanted to forgive them at that point, but then they were like, oh, yeah, we're just trying to find something to play on our way home. As in, it's 10:30 p.m. They're getting in their car, and they're leaving.
What? Were they partying with the family?
Do you think they
No,
just
no,
never
no.
had a campsite reserved and someone else came
They
and said,
never had a campsite in the first place.
What? Why would you
Yes.
just squat on a
Plot
campsite
twist.
and
They're
just
not
hope that
even
nobody's
staying
gonna
all
kick you
night.
out
They left, like, in the middle of the night.
with an entire family? Nonetheless, it's not like oh, it's just
and
one
2 dogs.
person.
I do respect that they're about to listen to LPN on the way home with their kid in the car, too. They're like, why
I
don't you
know,
go
I
to
love
sleep
that.
to
I
the
was like,
sweet
okay.
sounds of Henry, like, having a coronary over a serial killer? Like,
move.
I love that.
I get it.
Wow.
So then, what ended up happening? Did they just leave, and then you just did
They
you
just
end up
left.
having a great rest of your night?
I immediately called y'all and left the most jacked up voicemail.
Gotta get on the horn. I love this. Oh my God. Did you end up having, hopefully, a good camping experience?
Yes, it was beautiful. It was great.
Happy for you.
These people trying to get nature for free without a reservation? I don't think so.
I mean, the fact
our
that they took my
problem.
spot
You're the bitch
and
today.
then,
No.
Can't believe it.
I'm proud of you for sticking up for yourself and for showing those receipts. I love breaking out the receipts.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know, me
Bringing out your
too.
phone in nature going, Check it out. Scroll down. Check out my confirmation number. It's 12 digits long.
I showed it.
Yes.
Oh, hell
Girl,
yeah. So proud of you.
You are a bitch warrior. Thank you for
Yes.
calling in, and please immediately call us from the location of your next bitchuation.
Yes, and keep on bitching out there because we need good bitches like you to continue in our stead wherever you go.
Yeah. Great.
Thanks, y'all.
Thank you. Okay. We have more people
Skunk
calling
Baby does say,
in.
judging by social media, not all Last Podcast fans are cool. You know, it just depends. You know, there's going to be sour apples in every tree. Is that the phrase?
Oh yeah, you know,
the trees?
not all LPN fans or whatever. Yeah, like not all. Yeah, but I do think that's funny that they were just like, oh, what should we listen to on our drive home? What murder podcast do we have going for our child?
What
so funny?
screaming old white
Yeah.
man can keep my child awake while we just gotta get down this mountain? But I guess not everybody is as angry as I would be if I was forced to go camping. So I'm glad it's.
I just wonder if they just thought they were gonna They were like, if nobody comes, we'll stay over. But then these people came and kicked us out, and now we got to go home. What a weird story. But thank you for calling. We appreciate it.
Thank you so much for letting us know.
Who else do we have on the line? Somebody's got to be coming through here.
Yes. What do we got? Hello,
Yes.
a beautiful.
Oh, a beautiful face.
How
Hello.
Are ya? What's your name? Who's the bitch?
Hello. Yes, I'm sorry. I'm having problems with my headphones that were plugged in, but my name is Reed,
Reed.
first of all. Yes. And
Welcome.
I don't know. I can't really hear you guys. I don't know what's happening.
Oh, you can't hear us?
Reed.
Oh,
We're
there we
here for
go.
you, Reed. Should I keep singing
Okay.
your name?
Yes.
Is that
Yes.
helping?
Oh, great. A wonderful sound check.
Hi, Reed. Welcome. What's going on?
Doing all right. So my bitch moment starts out 9 years ago. My
Oh,
cousin
take
was
us
a
back.
bitch.
Ooh, let's get into it. Okay.
Yes.
So we're talking
9 years
2016.
ago, my cousin
We're
got
talking around the
married.
2016, kind of where everything
Yes.
started going right in this country. Go on.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this was actually, I was living in Pasadena,
Oh.
and my
Okay.
cousin and I, up until that point, were very close. And we had talked about, if she was going to get married, I would be in her wedding. If I was going to get married, she would be in my wedding. And I was masculine at that point, but I hadn't started testosterone yet. So I didn't have facial hair, but I had short hair. I wore masculine clothing, all of that. And everything was cool. Like, I'm very blessed that my family has always been really cool about my identity, being transmasculine.
That's so
but
cool.
That's wonderful. Thank you even just for
Then-
sharing that, because it's really wonderful to hear when people should be supported and are supported. So thank you for sharing that.
exactly. Yeah. But then in comes her now fiance. He had the audacity to say that I could not be in the wedding if I wasn't wearing a dress. And she called me while I was in the middle of a CVS. And so I was just sobbing in CVS, and that she was just letting this happen, and was, accepting that a part of her family wasn't going to be in the wedding just because her now husband said that he wanted like traditional whatever, and like he's Chinese and his parents are like traditional Chinese. That was his excuse for this. And I'm like, okay, whatever. And she just said, can you go be with my mom and, just sit in and watch us get married, and then, we can all party afterwards. Well, I scheduled it so that I had to work up until the end of her ceremony. So then I showed up late because I didn't want to be a part of that if she didn't want the real me being a
Because
part
they
of
don't
it.
deserve you at their ceremony.
Yeah, they
but
don't.
But you still wanted to show up to what, like the party part?
Yeah, exactly. It's,
Okay,
you're a
a
good
big old
person.
Mexican family. We're going to have a huge party.
Yeah.
So yeah, I got super drunk, way more drunk than I should have. Because they had like an hour of open bar, and I was like, I was there. I
Yeah,
was
you're like,
I was
you
in
gotta
on
hit
it.
that
Well,
pretty hard.
I will absolutely be there
Yeah.
for that part. Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, the
So
baby.
Ran
things
after my own heart. Yeah.
things they were not the same. Obviously, after that, our relationship, we grew further and further apart. Like, she has 2 kids now that I've never met, which is
so
strange
sorry.
for a Mexican family to, like, even your extended family, you're really close all the time. And so now the situation is kind of flipping to where I feel like I'm being the bitch now, because
How so?
her dad, which is also my dad's identical brother, he recently got diagnosed with prostate cancer that's just spread all over his body.
I'm so sorry.
And so he's got, probably months, and I've reached out to all of her siblings except for her, because she has 4 brothers and sisters, and I feel like I feel like a bit of a bitch, and like we're all getting together in, I don't know, like 2 weeks for a big old family reunion. I have like 27 cousins, and so we're all gonna get together, and we'll be in the same area for the first time in a while. And I don't know. I don't know what to do, essentially.
Focus on that. Focus on, you have so much family that does support you. You have so many people that you can go to, that you should go to, that fuck that person. And it sounds like, unfortunately, they're going to be around at these wonderful occasions. And I mean, if I were you, I certainly would show up, be my best fucking self, and simply pretend like they don't exist.
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect.
Honestly,
Which
because
sucks.
like I don't think you need to sacrifice being there for your family that's in need. Like, you don't have to sacrifice your peace for that,
No.
Like, I don't think you need to go and be like,
Word,
how are you guys?
definitely.
Like, be fake. I mean, you could
They don't deserve
give
that.
a nod, give a hello. You could even ignore. I think you're fine. But like, yeah, you don't have to sacrifice your, like, they have, you know what? I think we can easily say the husband's the bitch, right?
Oh, yeah.
Truly, truly. Yes.
We're all, I'm sure deep down your cousin knows her husband's a fucking bitch.
Yeah. Because if a
She
person I
knows.
was marrying did that to a he's
Yeah.
the bitch, did that to a
He's
family member of mine, I would not have married them. I wouldn't have married a person that
Yes,
that
but-
treated my family like that.
Yeah, and that's unfortunately like a hard truth he had to learn about his cousin.
Yes,
that
and
she
it
was
sucks.
willing to do that. But I think you don't remove yourself, don't alienate yourself from the family during this time of like everybody coming together for your uncle and stuff. You could just be there, be with the members of the family that support you, and the rest of them can fuck right off.
Right off, fuck right off,
Truly,
fuck right off.
very much so. Yeah.
Right? Right?
Yeah, no, I
Thank you so
appreciate
much for
these
calling
words
in.
are very important. I very much so appreciate both of you.
Of course, dude. Thank you so much for calling
We're
us.
sending you so much
We're
love.
sending it you. Yes.
Yeah.
And
Thank you.
and-
And yeah, sorry for the downer. I love that this show is always
No,
fun and
look,
flirty,
the downs,
but
the
it just
ups.
needed.
It's just like, it just sucks because you're so lucky that you're in this family of people that accept you, and then somebody had to fucking marry someone and bring in some riffraff.
Trash, get the
Exactly,
trash out.
exactly.
You know what?
Yeah.
And keep the door open for when she gets divorced 10 years from now and she's like, I'm so sorry. What a mistake. I was blind. I was young. I was dumb.
Honestly, we kind of
'Cause
hope
I-
that happened.
You know what? This show will still be on. We'll have, we're going to have a ton of different like live stream Emmy Awards up on our walls. And we're going to be waiting for this follow-up
Yep, I'll be
call
back.
of
I'll
your
be back
cousin
for that
coming
update.
with her tail between her legs. What an asshole. But he's the bitch. Thank you so much, Reed. We love
Perfect.
you.
We're sending you love. Wow, that is.
Yeah.
I am so glad that Reed called in, because
I
sometimes-
literally just saw a fucking thing like that on the internet recently where someone said they had a trans child and that a person in their family said a younger child, like not an adult, and said they need to be in a dress for the wedding. It's like, that's going to actually look crazy. What are you talking about? To just
wrong
make
with
someone
people?
go against their gender expression is bonkers. What? I mean, we can't even.
Why? Because it makes you feel more comfortable? Fuck right off. If that makes you feel more comfortable, in my experience, bye.
Yeah.
Don't need to know you anymore.
Bye, cuz.
Bye. Bye, bitch. Thank
Look,
you
I have
so
a cousin
much,
I
bro.
don't fucking talk to anymore because because I posted something about Trump once. She blocked me. We've not talked in 8 years.
Bye, bitch.
Bye, cuz.
Bye. We don't need ya. We got another call.
Somebody's calling on our landline phone. Oh, another beautiful face.
Hello.
Thank you for calling. What's your bituation?
And what's your name?
So this is Fatal.
Fatal.
And this
Welcome.
Unfortunately, I have something a little bit similar to the last caller, except
no.
it's for a friend of mine. So I already know them, not the bitch.
Oh.
But part of me wanted to also just get feedback. So, my friend group is mostly queer and, gender fluid, non-binary. I'm pretty much like the only like cis het person, and I'm okay with that.
Hell yeah.
I'm also one of the older ones. So the ones that I'm talking about today, they're about 25 and I'm 40.
Okay.
So there's a wedding coming up and I was trying to figure out what to wear because I kind of wanted to wear a pantsuit. And I wasn't sure if I wanted to wear a pantsuit or a dress. So I posted in like a group chat that we have with basically everybody except for the bride and groom because we were trying to figure out a gift for them. What to wear. And I'll use like bride and bridesmaid because that's their titles. They were both AFAB, but they both identify as non-binary.
Hell yeah.
But I'll use that as like their title. So the bridesmaid responded with, this is a quote from them. I have to wear a dress and I want to die. And basically said that it was going to be really kicking up of their dysphoria. And I was like, really? That's really weird considering both you and the bride are both non-binary. And a few months before that, the bride was actually like a groomsperson in somebody else's wedding wearing a full fucking suit. So I was a little surprised.
Who told them that they had to wear? Who told them that they had to wear a dress?
The bride said that they preferred them to wear. Because I was like, well, what after the wedding? Like during the reception, you change into something, a little bit different. And they're like, oh, well, the bride prefers me to wear a dress, and I'm just like, oh.
Fuck right off. I'm
And
sorry.
they're both,
fuck off. It is. I
both
don't understand people that feel the need that you can tell me what I can wear. I just don't understand. I know this is a much bigger problem than outside of just this, but it's just like that's so insane to me.
And I'm not
none
even
of your fucking business. What's it fucking matter because of a picture? Fuck off.
Wait, but
Yeah.
you're also saying that the bride is non-binary, telling their non-binary bridesmaid that they have to wear a certain outfit?
Yes, and even like
What
with
is
the invitations,
happening?
something that I know that they've had to work on with their own parents is using like a different name. And that's on the invitations now. So I'm like, okay, maybe they made some headway with their own parents. I'm thinking it's the parent issue. But I don't know. I don't see the issue. So now I'm like, all right, I'm like 15 years older than these folks. I'm wearing a fucking pantsuit. Like, I don't care. Like, I'm a guest.
Definitely
Nobody's going
wear
to
a
tell me
pantsuit.
what to wear.
Oh, wear a pantsuit.
And I'm like, I even messaged like the bridesmaid's partner and I was like, I'm going to wear a fucking pantsuit because I want to show that it's not a big deal.
Hell yeah. And at least then in that
But-
way, you can show support and give some solidarity. Oh my God. my
Yeah.
buzzball. Sorry, very important. Thank you. You just saved my life.
I just saved a buzzball from going
saved
down.
A buzzball life.
Listen, that is very toxic behavior from the bride, and I feel as though sometimes the bride of a lot of what it's more about exerting power than it even is about like what it's more like it's my day and I get to call the shots.
Right, which
It's just like I wouldn't even know how to continue a friendship with someone who asked me to wear a dress when that's not part of my gender expression. Like
I feel like the bride is a people pleaser and maybe they're pleasing to their parents, which is fine, which is whatever. And then the bridesmaid is also a people pleaser, so they're going to go along with it. And I'm like encouraging the bridesmaid to be like, hey, just bring a change of clothes.
I think the
Like,
bridesmaid
there's
should
no
honestly
reason.
back out of being in the wedding and should just attend as a guest.
Yep. Bitch, I dare say, and thank you so much, Fatal, for I definitely think you should be wearing a pantsuit, but also encouraging this person to also be wearing what they want to wear. And if the bride's not going to have it, well, then you're not in the party anymore.
Yeah, you don't
think
get to
I
have
would
me as
remove
part of your
myself.
party if you want. I'm sorry if I'm in a if I'm in a bridal party and they go, I'm so sorry. The theme is Big Top Circus. I just need you to dress like a clown. I'm going, sorry, no, bye. That's it. Like
That is where we
they're-
differ because I would be like, yes.
Well, you know what
I be a lion? What do you need from me?
No, but they want you to be a big fucking full white face, clown nose. They want you to do the whole thing.
I would look so cute.
Oh, someone in the chat just called me Karen, and now I'm sad.
Oh,
listen.
no. You being a Karen? I didn't think you were
Listen.
being a Karen about this.
No, I think it was a typo.
okay.
I think it was a typo. I just was, making a joke. Listen, yes, I want everyone to go to every wedding from now on dressed in Tearzo cosplay. Thank you, Lost in House Player,
Always
for that
a
comment.
clown.
But yeah, I just think this is like this is.
But apologized. It was a mistake.
Oh, I know, of course, I knew it was. I knew it was. I mean, I'm upset. I've called a therapist, but we're fine. Listen, everybody needs to calm the fuck down about their wedding. Everybody does. Like, this is not a day for you to reign on high like a fucking dictator and make people do things that make them uncomfortable.
Although if you dress like Godzilla, though, and wanted to act like it.
But I know, but what if dressing like a clown? Clowns are your biggest fear. Do you know what I mean? This is kicking up something for this person to have to dress like this. So. Fuck this. She's being a bitch. I understand she wants to please her parents. You need to stand up to your parents. If you're old enough to get married, you're old enough to stand up to your parents.
Damn right.
Bye-bye.
Love this.
Yeah.
Love this.
Yeah.
But I know that we've got more callers. And
Yes.
Thank you again, Fatal, for giving us
You guys
a
are
call.
calling in today. Thank you,
you.
Fatal.
Killing this.
Next call.
Yes.
Ooh, somebody's saying y'all should sip some Malort when we get upset with you. Oh.
Oh.
Malort.
I mean, I dare say, I feel like it's one of those things. Malort was pitched to me as one of the most disgusting things you could ever put in your mouth. But like,
I've
when
had
it's
worse.
pitched like that,
I've had worse.
I've definitely had worse, and it was attached to human bodies, and that was inside of my mouth, and I regret it. Oh, look, it's a caller. What up, Jay? It's a good first name letter, and welcome. You have a beautiful face. What's your bituation? What's your name, Jay?
Well, JJ, but
JJ.
Yeah, no. Wow, okay, I'm so nervous. So
Don't be nervous. We're just talking to two
like,
friends.
I'm really not the bitch in their situation, so I'm like, oh, I might be the bitch. But my therapist told me I wasn't the bitch, but he's biased, so.
Okay. We're going to give it to you straight.
Yeah, so I live in a small town, like a small mountain town in Wyoming. And so I was renting, I own a house, and I was renting out to two friends in my basement. And we had a pretty easygoing lease. I work from home, so I'm home all day for the most part. And then we have a pretty easygoing lease. So I basically, on the lease, I told them, give me 2 weeks notice if you want to move out. Great. We're chill. And I lived with them for about a year and a half, and it's very convenient because my boyfriend actually lives in the house behind me. So we have like a shared like fence situation.
Ooh.
And
Like in
I was
Home
just
Improvement.
like my renters, I was getting resentful all day because I was at home with their dog all day. They didn't walk their dog enough. I have a very old English bulldog. Like, she's 12. She'll walk 2 houses and then she's done. She's like done. And they have like a lab that's about the same age, but the lab basically wanted to run for longer, but it was like, I can't take this dog out for like an hour. And so I just found that like they wouldn't walk this dog enough, and I was at home all day with their dog. And so I had this point where, and I'll keep going, but I'll move on a little faster. But so a friend of mine told me, hey, it's like February. My son, who is like in his mid-20s, is like, and I'm 31, is living in his van and it's fucking cold. And do you have a place for him? And I'm like, great. You can rent out my room and then I'll go live with my boyfriend. And for like, you rent out my room for as long as you need. And I wanted extra rent money. Just sue me. And so my friends didn't know this guy. And so they freaked out. They were like, we don't feel like we didn't agree to this. We don't want to live with someone we don't know, all this stuff, and totally understand that. And so they ended up moving out, and so it ended up on okay terms, but our friendship really hasn't recovered. And from their perspective, like, I guess I didn't give them enough notice, but also I didn't give them, I don't know. So anyway.
So they're gone, and then you have new people moving in, right?
Well, so at this point, I'm actually in the house with him right now. So the new tenant, and he's actually in the basement in their old room because they ended up moving out, and the new guy didn't overlap with them. But yeah, I just found that like now it's just awkward with them, and yeah, it's just like I'm like, yeah, I don't really want to hang out with you guys anymore.
But sometimes
and
you gotta be a bitch. I feel like as a landlord, you gotta be a bitch sometimes.
Yeah.
And sometimes you gotta move people in and out, and you just gotta do to take care of you. And that's completely understandable, especially if they were people that you knew already and they weren't already not taking care of their shit. Sometimes you just gotta go. And
Wait, were you friends with the people with the dog?
I was, yes, we
yeah.
were friends.
And now
first.
it's awkward.
Friend to friends. I've heard that's like a total thing, which is sad, you know? I mean,
Yeah.
You don't live with your friends.
Yeah, you can't rent to friends. You know, you can live with your friends, but you can't like, I mean, when you're young, when you're young, I mean,
it's
when
difficult.
you can't like, literally we are getting so many submissions about stuff like this. That's like, oh, I tried to do a business thing with a friend. My friend hired me to do something. I hired a friend to do something and they fucked it up. It's like friends and money is like maybe the most complicated thing in the fucking world. It's so
add in rent,
shitty.
add in like things that should be in writing that aren't in writing, which also I think comes into play a lot when you're working or
Yeah.
in any way with friends.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and time, like, you know, if I don't know, it sounds like if these people annoy you because if they like neglected their dog all day, then I don't know if you want to be friends, keep being friends with them. But otherwise, then I bet a year will go by and you'll all fucking forget about it and be friends. But for now, I would say let sleeping dogs lie at their own house with their owners.
Even Baphomet Seinfeld says,
Yeah.
yeah, my best friend was my landlord for a hot minute, and it really damaged stuff. We turned it around afterwards, but still,
Yeah.
let us know, JJ. If you end up turning it around, we'd love to hear back from you because, you can, but also it's okay if you don't. It's completely
Yeah,
understandable if you don't, because
you know what's funny? The amount of so they were in my basement, and my basement's all carpet, which is the worst. But they ended up the amount of fucking dog hair I got out of those carpets from a black lab was a nightmare.
Woo.
I made the right decision.
Yeah.
made the right decision. Again, I mean, chat, we're talking about, let's put them on the bitch list. Let's find out if these people, it's like, but you know what really upsets me is that they're not taking care of their dog enough. And that hurts my chest in different ways. So that's why, honestly, on the bitchometer, I would put them further down the line, even though I know that it doesn't really.
It's not a huge offense, but the dog takes it further for you.
Shmia, bad dog owners are big old bitches. And we ain't talking about the female dogs, I tell ya.
And so is lab hair. You wouldn't catch me with a lab.
Not
I mean,
with
they're
their short
cute,
hair.
but not with the hair situation. Anyway, JJ, thank you so much for calling in. You guys, the phone lines are truly, I feel like a radio DJ in the 90s.
know, I
the
love
lines are
this.
lit up. We've got another call coming
Worried
in.
Being a radio DJ in the 90s, I'm worried about what's going to happen to us. Like, I feel like we're not protected in the way that we could be protected now, and I just feel like it would be better. Oh, look, it's a call.
Oh, wow. It's almost like we're afraid of silence.
Hello. Oh, my God. Wait, is that Weed Wife?
It is literally.
Weed
Whoa,
Wife.
Weed
Welcome,
Wife.
resident therapist in chat, the amazing Weed Wife. What is going on?
Sorry, I have a face mask on, but I was like, whatever, I have to call. I need to know if I'm the bitch or not.
Wait,
So,
you look gorgeous. I can't believe you have a face mask. I can't even see it.
Yeah, it's my evening mask.
It's clear. Okay.
You're
yeah,
looking
not a
great.
big deal. Okay, so this happened this morning, so it's like still marinating, still baking on it, but I do need to know because it's irking
Okay.
me. Okay, so I have a meeting with my boss like every week, and we usually just like talk about clients or cases or whatever. I'm a therapist. But today she starts it off and she's like, I want to start off by talking to you about something. And recently we've been asked to, like, we all kind of take these crisis shifts. We respond with public safety. I won't get into the, nuance of it. But, like, we do it during the week. Okay, cool. And then some other dude named Brian, shout out to Brian, does it on weekends. But lately,
Hell yeah,
they've kind of been asking us to, like, take some of the weekends. And, like, I'll do it now and again, like, when I'm available. But, like, I don't know. Like, I work Monday through Friday. That's what I'm paid to do. Like, I'm not trying to work extra. So they tried to institute a policy, making us sign up for it, this and that. And I kind of asserted a boundary. That's what it comes down to. I was like, look, I work Monday through Friday. I work many evenings. Like, I do what I'm supposed to do. This job was not ever supposed to entail weekends. Like, I'm protective over my weekend time. Like, that's not going to work for me.
Good for you, bitch. Yes.
And I said it in, like, our group staff meeting. And then, like, 2 of the other little baby therapists were like, yeah, like, we like our weekends too. So I was like, okay, slay. And they were like, all right, never mind. Like, we'll go back to the drawing board. So fast forward then to this week, I'm in my individual meeting with my boss, and she hits me with the, like, I want to talk to you about something. And she's like, so recently, I really feel like we need to talk about, do you think it's fair that other people work weekend shifts and take all of those on, and you don't really do that? Like, how do you feel about that? Kind of like in therapist speak. And I was like, I feel like sad for that. Like, I feel like, I don't know, like, I feel like it's not a question of fairness. Like, I don't think they should have to do it either. But ultimately, like, I signed on to do a specific job that involves working during the week, and that's the job I get paid to do. And I'm not really available to do more work for no additional compensation. And she took that personally.
Why? That is the most professional response to have.
I'm sitting here assuming that these therapists that are working on the weekends are also getting like a Monday and a Tuesday off then. Are they not?
No,
Or they're just
okay,
doing extra volunteer shifts?
Here's the tea. So you get put on this on-call shift, and, like, you probably won't be called, but you
could
can't go more than 20 minutes from the house. You got to keep your phone on you. You can't drink. You can't smoke. You can't go be a woman of leisure. You can't be a gal about the town.
You deserve to be a woman of leisure.
2 days a week. 2 days is
No.
what I get. And I was like, look, for me, like, if I don't have 48 hours where I can throw my brain in the garbage, like, I won't be able to do this job. And, like, I've been turned down for a raise twice now, 2 times. 2 times I've been turned down for a good old raise. And so
They were like, no raise, but you could just work extra for nothing.
But just work
What
more
about
for
that?
nothing. Right. And then she kind of had the, like, what she brought up at some point was, like, basically that for other jobs, I work in community mental health, which is, like, typically kind of a shit show and not super well compensated, but for what this agency is, we're compensated on the higher end.
Yeah.
Compared to private practice, no. But, like,
Right.
you know, and that's great.
Okay.
We deserve to be able to pay a mortgage. Like, it's a good thing. But she was like, she knows we both came from the same agency that paid for, after I graduated with a master's degree and a license, $45,000. That was what my last salary was. So, like,
oh, no.
right.
For all of
And
the
so she
work
knew
you
that.
do?
Yeah, she knew that. I work with suicidal and traumatized children and adults. Yes. So,
Like,
but
We
she
Life
knows-
is like saving the world. Like, that's why I
mean,
know how much
The
and what
fucking
my work's
system
like.
is so ridiculous.
You should be taken care of more than so many other people, and yet you're the one that's getting the fucking shit. You got to be able to take care of yourself so that you can take care of these people, so you can help these people.
And that's kind of what I said. I'm like, look, like, I love what I do, but, like, at times it's quite stressful, and I need 2 days where I just don't have to feel like I'm responsible for anybody's well-being.
And if you seriously need the coverage on those days, I would be happy to consider it at time and a half.
At time and a half?
Good day, sir.
I even said, I was like, we're not, you know, you're not compensating time, whatever. And they're like, well, you get to clock the hours as work hours if they actually call you. I'm like, no, babe.
No.
Whether they call or
To
not.
be available is to be
Yay.
You
working.
should get paid just to be available then.
100%. So I kind of, like, said what I needed to say, really wasn't budging, and, like, she was kind of mad and, like, really hit me with the guilt trip of, like, everybody else in the team, because we're a small agency, there's not that many of us, like, everybody else is pulling their weight, is doing XYZ.
What about those youngies? What about those little baby therapists that were all like, yes, queen? Because I think you should ask around and see if everybody really is working and if she's just not guilt tripping you to make it seem like you're the only one.
I think so. I asked the other one, and here's what happened. There was, like, this one, like, event. Sometimes they ask us to go to these events, whatever. I've never been asked to do it over the weekend. other than this one time, because the other two girls couldn't do it. But I already had plans. It's my aunt's birthday. Like, sorry, can't go. Busy. And I think that's why my boss brought this up. Like, for the, I think that's what put her over the edge, is that I wouldn't do this. But the other therapist told me that she just thinks my boss is mad because when I can't do it, my boss has to go. She's like,
there we go.
He's like the next stop. Like, because she's the boss. But I'm like, you get paid.
Well, I guess
the
the
boss.
agency's going to have to come up with a different fucking plan, like paying people for being available. And that's that.
She's the boss.
And until they do, you're not in the position to advocate for that. They're the bitch.
They're the bitch.
Weed
You
wife,
are really not.
you are absolutely fucking holding strong, and you should stay. You should stay strong. Obviously, the youth is following in your example.
We need you, weed wife. And thank you so much for doing what you do. And that is truly, I need you to know that, like, you are the kind of person that should only be supported and lifted up and should be working on yourself, because you have to help. And it's so difficult to do what you do. And I'm so proud of you for setting the boundaries. You are impressing everyone here by setting those boundaries, and we thank you
Yes.
for doing that and showing us what the right way to go about this is.
Jackie, you're the sweetest person on the planet. I'm going to inject that shit right into my veins.
Yes,
Lord it,
baby.
Lord it. Get it up in
Get
there.
that shit right to your dome. All right. Thank
You
you
guys are
so
the
much, Weed Wife.
Here.
Thank you so much for calling.
Oh my gosh, there are so many more calls we have to move to because, again, we are the Z Morning Zoo and people are calling in. Meow, 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 meow. We're going to do a prank call very soon.
I imagine that sound would happen every time you like bring up like a partner or something.
You mean
know
like
what
a
I mean?
Pinocchio Island of the Donkeys type noise? Yeah.
I guess that won't happen every time I.
Oh my God, someone said this is better than Loveline. OMG, I'm a true Dr. Drew tween.
Forever. Oh my God, we've got a call. Let's find
Like
out.
where I learned about sex. Hello, Elle.
What is your bitchuation?
Hi, so actually this is the same L as your one of the two L's from your last call-in show. My name's Luke, by the way. You just didn't ask last time. So, yeah, I was the one that called in about the mom that freaked out about me coming out. But then, like, later on, she's acting like, oh, everything's hunky-dory. I have an update.
Yes.
This was an update.
Revisionist, for those of you that maybe don't remember, this is revisionist history mom that was like, no, when you came out, everything was great. But that's not how you remember it.
Right. So, yes, I was able to have a conversation with her about this over the last weekend. Unfortunately, another incident happened to sort of lead to it. But essentially, I was just brought to dinner, and they're like, oh, yeah, it's a real nice place. And it was just a total Trump bar, like merch all over, and just like, it was bad vibes. But we got talking afterwards, and it's like we had a whole in-depth conversation, slightly drunk, so I can't tell you the exact path we took.
Okay.
But so when I first came out to her as bisexual, she did not understand what being bisexual meant.
Okay, here we go.
She thought that in order for me to be satisfied, I would require multiple partners of various genders. And this was, I came out with her. I came out to her back in 2014 where polyamory, like that was not on any boomer's radar whatsoever.
Yeah.
So she was sitting there thinking like, oh my God, he's going to be in this situation where he's cheating on all these different people. And like, oh my God, I don't want that for him. What do I do? And so she's internally freaking out about it.
That her
And
son is like a sexual beast that can only be satiated by multiple partners.
Right, exactly.
Like a non-consenting polyamorous person is what it sounds like your mother thought you were.
Yes, I'm sorry. Hamburguesa Murphy wrote, "Mom can't Google." Like that's so funny. Your mom didn't even think about like looking it up. Like
Maybe
what
she
is
was scared.
bi-
But think
No,
about it,
she
though.
didn't.
Boomers would be scared to look up a word like that because they'd probably be terrified.
They're like,
what would
someone's
happen.
checking my search
You know
history
what I mean?
and they're
You'd be
gonna
like,
find
"Oh,
out.
They're gonna think that I'm out there banging whoosies and whatsits.
Pansexual
Oh my God, the
is
police
when
are
you
going
have
to be
sex with
called.
bread.
Like, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's why she was freaking out so much at first. And then like a couple of years afterwards, like the concept of bisexuality was introduced to her through some method, and she was just like, oh hey, my son's one of those. And like that's why she became way better about it.
In
Like,
what
Oh my
way?
God.
Like,
So it's
how
like
did
all
she-
these years were lost over a misunderstanding because people are too scared. Like boomers are too scared to ask a question.
pretty much.
Oh my
Like it's
God.
I was expecting this huge cathartic moment, and I was just like, what?
Oh,
Okay. So yeah, I mean, it worked out. Now the thing is, funnily enough, I currently am in a polyamorous relationship with a man and a woman.
No.
But you know what?
Congratulations!
I
Oh my
think,
God, that's hilarious though.
Luke, yeah, I love this.
yes, we are able to move forward from here. So
You're
thank
like,
you for
catch
giving
up,
me that little
Mom,
push.
catch up. Now it is what you think. Now it is what you think.
And I
Yes.
love it.
And we're in a much better place to talk about it. So
Yay,
yes, thank
I'm
you.
so happy to
for
hear
hearing me out.
it.
This was
You are you are an
wonderful.
example of how people can be patient with their parents
Yes.
and learn to communicate. It might take a
Yes.
long time.
Have patience.
But you
with
could
the
have just
boomer.
walked out the door and said, fuck you guys forever. And you waited on your mom and she got around to you. And now you're going to introduce you to your boyfriend and your girlfriend. And it's going to be great.
Balls to Luke.
Balls
Yes,
up for
thank
Luke.
you.
Balls up for
And
Luke.
his
Can we get
mom.
balls up
Hey.
for Luke, everybody.
I have a buzzball here myself. I'll drink to that.
Hell yeah, I love it. Yeah,
Bitchless
we're balling,
crime.
man.
Yeah, if anything, your mom's the bitch for not knowing how to Google things.
You know, I could, but I hate to even say that. I do kind of feel like it's like, I feel like my mom would be terrified of looking up the word bisexual. Like, I think she would.
She'd be like, the police are gonna come.
Oh
and
my
take my
God.
computer because like
Oh my
immediately like stuff. Yeah, like
my
stuff.
marriage will be dissolved
Yeah.
if I look that up. Oh God, what could happen to me? Like, they don't know what happens on the internet. They don't. I've tried to explain even just incognito mode to my mother, and she's just like, "It's a secret browser." I'm like,
Oh,
"It's
you
not
know,
secret.
I have literally explained Twitter to my mother 9 times, and it doesn't even exist anymore. And she's still like, "What is it again?" I'm like, "I will not do this.
We're not doing this again, mother."
I will not do it again."
Yes.
Thank you, Luke, for calling with
Thank
the
you so much,
update.
Luke.
We love an update. Okay, we've got another caller.
And thank you for, yes, our fellow, love you, Luke's in chat. All right.
And then we're gonna play The Sign by Ace of Base.
Ooh, beautiful person, what's your situation?
Damon, I don't think I'm the bitch in this situation.
Ooh, okay.
But I could be, because arguably I could be leading people on.
Okay.
Okay.
So I started this job and I work with this very nice older lady and she's never given me any problems. But her brother, he's kind of an old pervert.
Oh.
And he like has like jokingly hit on me before. Well, not jokingly, and he's apparently done it with other people. And like, this is like completely weird. But one time, my mom was having a yard sale and he showed up and he like was being a pervert about some. My mom was selling this sheet and he was like, "Oh well, what have you done underneath it?" And it's like, this man really is a menace to society.
Yeah.
And I can't really do anything about it because I work with his sister and you know he's there a lot, so I have to see him, and I'm getting paid on the clock, so I can't be a bitch about it.
Have you talked to the sister about it? So the sister knows he's a pervert?
I don't know. Bless her heart, she's a very old lady. She's a very old
it's
lady.
like I get what you're saying. It's like if she was younger, you could be like, "Hey, I'd love to do my hours when your brother's not around."
kind of a pervert.
But she's old as hell, so I get that it's like that's gonna be harder. So what can we do? And you need this job.
I mean, questionably, I need it. I do have like 2 part-time jobs because I'm in school right now.
Yeah.
Precious Nelly does say, "Can you just bark at him every time he comes near?" And here's the thing, that sounds like it's a joke, but as someone that really, as someone that used to have to ride on Greyhound buses often, I was told a very long time ago, act crazier
Yeah.
than you are.
Could you like
keeping
screw up
people
your
away from
face
you.
and act like you hear voices or something? Like,
Or
I don't
even
know.
if it is just a like, don't talk to me. You don't want to talk to me. Like, even if you just say it silence of like, you don't want to talk to me.
I did
and
come
just
from a very crazy family, so I could act a little crazier.
Yeah, you could like harness some of that. Yeah.
a little bit, because you deserve in this situation. I understand it's difficult because you work with the person and you can't really talk to her, and I completely understand that. But there are ways in which I try to see myself as like, be the porcupine, live the porcupine, get them fucking spikes up, and just be like, you will not fuck with me anymore. I will not allow it. And then I'm just gonna spines out if you do. And or it's like talking about something that you know that this old pervert doesn't
Yeah, because
wanna talk
sometimes
to
I
you
think an
about.
old perv, like even with an old perv,
They
a
just love
little
attention.
Yeah, but like any little like, any little like, you know, resigned like giggle or
It's
like
encouraging.
a smile is encouraging them. Not that I'm not blaming
No,
you in any way.
no,
I'm
it's
just
not
saying, like,
you.
to them, they're like, she likes me. You know, we're good. We're friends. And maybe the spikier you can be, or just completely ignore him, just fully like blinders up. He says something to you, you ignore him. What's he gonna do? Go to his sister and say, that girl's a bitch, fire her? Like,
Yeah, is the coworker, is she your boss?
No, she's not my boss. We're equals.
oh wait, the old lady? She's not your boss?
No, she's not my boss.
Why is her brother around work? I'm
Why
confused.
is her brother at the fucking job?
I don't think she can drive. I think he has to pick her up.
Okay.
and then stay there the whole time?
Well, not the whole time, just longer than I would like to see him.
Sure. I get it. I agree with Jackie. I think let's go as weird as possible.
Let's get weird with
Let's
it.
go weird. Let's go silent. Let's go. You start talking to somebody that's not there. See what happens and let us know.
Just try it.
Gotcha.
Of
Yeah.
a way to just push a person away, because it is the kind of thing. It's like, no, he shouldn't fucking act like that. But there are times when you need to just protect yourself.
Yeah.
And there's only certain ways you're like, well, I can't get rid of this person in my experience right now. So all I can do is protect
Oh, and if it's not going to affect your job, you just go off, girl. And now it's like becoming fun. Do what you want.
But also, I understand being uncomfortable about this
Yeah.
situation.
Yeah.
Also, Cass does say out loud how uncomfortable they are making you feel.
But do you also not want to report it to like the bosses because you don't want to get the old
in
lady's
trouble?
sister fired because she's old and vulnerable? Or
I don't particularly care for like the boss. Not like the boss that's over me, but like the boss. Mm-hmm. So I would really rather not talk to him either.
okay,
But
gotcha.
also, though, Brontosaurus Rock is right. If you feel unsafe, go to your boss or leave this job. Genuinely.
If you feel unsafe,
if you feel unsafe.
if you feel like it's rising to more than just annoying creeper, the advice we've been giving you is based on like, he's
leave
like
me
a harmless
alone,
old
leave me
creep.
alone. Yeah.
you could probably take him. You know what I mean?
he's
But if
genuinely-
he's genuinely making you feel uncomfortable, of course, I think you need to go to a higher up, even if you don't like the higher up.
No one has any right to make you feel that way,
Yeah.
especially in your place of work. Especially. Ever. So, just letting you know. Just reminding you. Take care of yourself. This is a part of what we were just learning from Weed Wife. We have to create boundaries that protect ourselves, because ain't nobody gonna protect you for you. Thank you so much for calling in.
And stay strong.
Please let us know how it goes.
It's
oh
also
God! How is it gone? Is it gone bad? Oh God! Where have they gone?
we are
Skunk
two
Baby-
women so deeply afraid of silence. Like we hear silence and we're like, "There's been a murder!" Like it's so crazy.
Get me a buzzball!
I've talked to therapists about this. How I cannot sit in silence.
Oh
this
my
is why
God.
we get along, because
Yes.
you will fill the silence if I don't.
I'll fill it in.
You know,
I mean, I will
because
say
silence just means something's horrible is happening, right?
it certainly is. And
All right.
Also, my therapist does say, I have had to say to my therapist, I'm like, you need to stop me every once in a while, because I will monologue through this therapy session just to not deal with a moment of silence.
By the way, I'm gonna say something gross. My wine glass has old Jackie purple purple lipstick on it. And do I care? No, I don't.
Yeah, get it up, get your bows up, get your lips on it, get your bows up.
How we bond. I drink her lipstick every week. Okay, we've got another call.
Red air, red. Yeah, it's an indirect kiss. Thank you, Baphomet Seinfeld.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. I don't really play video games. Oh, all right. Let's find out. What's up?
Hello.
Thank you so much for calling. What's your bitchuation?
And your name?
Okay, my name is Brittany.
Brittany. It's Brittany, bitch.
Yeah, hell yeah. You gotta work, bitch.
Yeah, I've gotten a lot of that growing
Yeah,
up.
I know. I'm sorry.
sure.
I'm sorry. I can't not.
It's okay. I've got a very low stakes.
Yes, we love a low
Situation.
stakes.
Hit us. Yes.
It's my cats.
Ooh. Okay, tell a dish. Dish.
Okay, so I want to know. I know who the bitch is really, but it's how much of a bitch is she really being?
Okay.
Okay, so my husband and I have adopted now 4 cats.
Okay.
Okay, so we had 2, and then like maybe 2 or 3 years after we brought them home, we brought home our first male cat.
Okay.
Okay,
Brought a man into the house.
we did, and our older female cat was like, "No, bitch, like this is my house."
No meows up. Meows down.
Yeah. And so she had, hissing, all of it. So now recently, my best friend's grandma unfortunately passed away. So we have taken in her cat.
I'm sorry.
So we're up to Cinco now.
No, this one was 4.
Okay, this is number 4.
Oh, this
Okay,
is the
okay,
cat
okay,
that
number
makes
4.
it 4. Okay,
great.
got it.
Yes. Yeah. So now we've done the whole introducing thing, and Miso's the one I'm talking about. She is
Cute name.
hissing like it's her job. She's like antagonizing him a little bit, but then so we finally have the doors open so they can all, commingle, and she brought his toys downstairs, started playing with them. She's using his scratching pad.
Hell
She's
no.
eating out of his food bowl. Yeah.
This is shit kids do. This is shit human kids do, too.
Oh, God. Ugh, why? You mean, but it's cuter when the cats do it.
Probably.
I will say, at least it's not human kids doing it.
That's true.
It's like when you bring a new baby home, the other kid is like, get the fuck out of here, and starts acting up and acting crazy.
Oh, and they don't like it. So then what ended up happening with the kitties?
I mean, she is still being a bitch.
I bet.
So this is just a who's the bitch, like Miso is the bitch. And unfortunately, we do not have a graphic that is like the cat is the bitch, but we should.
Yeah.
And we need to get on that.
I actually am surprised that we don't have the cat is the bitch, because not to say this, I'm not saying all cats. I'm not
I think it's
saying
going to come up more than
ACAB,
once. It's going to come up more than once.
But I do feel that like there's certainly going to be multiple times when the cat
When the cat is the bitch.
And
Yeah.
I'm going to say it. I think it's going to be more times than the dog being the bitch. Yeah, I fucking said it, Kara. How do you feel about that?
You know I don't even like pets
I know you
at
don't like
all.
pets at
I'm
all,
not a pet
so
person. But so I don't even know what to say. I don't even know what to do with Miso. I don't know.
But now you have 4 cats, and
Yeah.
what's going to happen? Are they going to get along? What's going to happen?
I mean, Miso now gets along for the most part with the other boy that we have, so I mean,
All right.
How often do you say, I
Yeah.
know that like technically we shouldn't, but how often do you say like, oh, me so hungry? Like, do you say that to the cat? Like, do you ask if they are so hungry? Like, do you ask if they are so, I'm not going to say horny, but like, do you ask like how they're feeling? The cat.
you know what? I'm
sound
going
so
to
fucking
now.
crazy.
We usually say like, "Oh, Miso cute," like that's how she got her name.
You know exactly what I'm asking.
I'm out of my element.
You know
here.
exactly what I'm asking.
I'm literally in a foreign country and I don't understand the language that's being spoken here.
Yeah, and it's a
We're
whole
letting a
other-
cat
you knew
just
what I meant.
run amok. We're just
You knew what I
letting a
meant.
cat be a huge bitch. And I mean, eventually, is she gonna scratch the other cat? I don't even know. I don't even know what happens. But
Nah, she's just gonna get used to it.
I mean,
Hell yeah, laying down the fucking law. You're right.
Brittany
is gonna fucking get used to it, Brittany. Damn straight.
I am very obsessed with your like cat menagerie that you have going on, and let us know about what's going on with the politics and if all the cats start getting along.
And if they accept everyone, if you end up like, do you need to add more into like your meowgical like menagerie that you've got?
Maybe we need another. Oh, no, I don't want that. I was like, maybe another male cat to neutralize the first male cat.
I don't know anything
like
about
a gay male
cats.
cat.
Well,
Can we get a
so-
gay male cat in there? I don't
mean,
know. I'm
I don't
literally
know their
going off of like what I
sexuality.
know about humans, so I don't know. I feel like in a
But-
normal life, if you had if you had 3 girls and a boy, a gay boy would honestly really neutralize
Would
things.
really
but
help.
I don't know if that's the same for cats.
It would really help.
Um,
Have you
Right.
played Cats the movie for them? Maybe this is what they've been actually asking for. You just weren't really understanding because like they haven't like gotten their vibe together. So maybe they need to be impressed by the workings of.
I feel like you're
Toby Hooper.
trying to fucking start some kind of cat crazy orgy right now with
No,
Cats
it's more
the
of a cat
movie.
cult.
Oh,
Like,
okay,
it's more
a
of like
cat.
a cult. I
a
think,
little bit
that
of
we
a
could,
cat
yeah.
nexium. We're
Yeah.
gonna brand their little assholes.
Yeah,
All right.
we're gonna fucking strap their little legs open and we're gonna sell them for pay. We're not gonna do that, Brittany. We're not gonna do
Brittany,
that. to your cats.
thank you so much
We
for
love your
calling
cats,
with
Brittany.
your catastrophe.
Thank you so much, and please let us know if everything works out well for the cats.
Oh, and also Flo does fucking slap. The movie Flo slaps. It's so good. I'm not a
about a
cat,
cat?
person. Oh my god, it won the
Okay.
Oscar for
I know
best
one.
animated.
I know won the
It's
Oscar, but it
so-
doesn't make you cry.
It's just beautiful.
Oh, it's just beautiful. Okay,
So
great.
good. I don't know. I
into
don't know if I actually caught the end, but so I don't know about the crying. But listen, let's get one more. Let's get one more call, right?
Oh, one more call.
We've
Okay,
never
yeah,
been.
let's
We've
get
never
one more
been
in
Z
there,
Morning
sure.
Zoo DJs. We need
Yeah,
one
let's
more
slap
call.
one more in there.
I'm addicted to the attention.
I love this. Yeah, let's get one more in there. Fuck yeah.
Hello.
Uh-oh. You look
Hi,
like
ladies.
my
How
brother
you
and my
doing?
husband, but you are beautiful in every single way and unique in your own self. What
Thank you,
is your
Jackie.
name and what's your bituation?
I am Bumbles Bounce. I'm one of the moderators here at LPN, actually.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for your service.
Thank you.
I don't know. What's your name? I didn't hear your name.
Bumbles Bounce.
Bubbles Mouth, thank you so much for calling in. And thank you for your
you.
moderation.
Yep, flexing on them. So yeah, I've had a bit of a situation for a couple of years, and it's due to mental health, and my family just does not know how to help me.
Oh, God.
So I'm wondering if I'm being the bitch in this situation just by not like communicating clearly what I need, or if they're just like being assholes about it. So
Well, hit us.
Okay,
let's
what's
get
up?
these beats. All right, let's find
all
out.
right. So like 2 years ago, I had a suicide attempt, and
So sorry.
I was hospitalized. And my younger brother came to pick me up. I got taken to a hospital 300 miles away. I live in the middle of fucking nowhere. And my brother came and picked me up. And, you know, he said, you know, whatever you need, like if you want to talk, we can talk on the way there, on the way home. If you don't want to talk, we can just listen to some music or nothing or, you know, whatever. He was like really cool about it. I talked to my dad when I got home, and he was like, why would you do that? You know, like he was really, it was just like super confrontational about it. And I'm like, well, I found out that I had bipolar disorder and I didn't know it. I'd been going untreated for like years,
Yeah.
like just huge waves of depression and mania. Just, you know, it's just fucking my life up. And I told him that, and he's like, he kind of like stopped talking for a minute. He's like, oh, I had no idea you were going through that. I'm like, bro, I told you I was taking antidepressants. I told you I was going to therapy. Like, told you all this shit, and it just went in one ear and out the other. Right? Like he wasn't absorbing it,
Yeah.
or he was in denial. So I talked to him for like 2 hours. I told him what was going on, and and at the end of it, he's like, "Well, it's probably just a phase, something you'll get through." I'm like, "What the fuck?"
That is just not how it works. That is not the case.
This is not a short-term little fling that I'm having here with a mentee B.
But unfortunately, spoken like a true person that does not understand what you are going through. So I will just say that is such a, like, I don't even want to say unhinged. It's just an unknowing response of like, you just don't understand what's happening here.
Yeah, I just don't get it at all. So I've been trying to like those are the people that I'm closest with in my family, those two. The others, like I have other siblings and I don't really talk to them all that much. And my mother and I are estranged. So
how's it going now? So what's going on with the family now?
Well, I had another attempt 2.5 months ago. And
I just want to say I'm so sorry, and I need you to know that we're all very happy that you're here.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
But I had another attempt, and my older brother called me, and the long story short part is that I'm doing it for attention.
Yeah, that's what your brother said.
Yeah.
Which is bullshit.
So,
and we all know that that is absolute bullshit. And it does. And I am, Brittany, yes, also, we're so proud of you for calling in. Thank you so much for calling in. And that is just, I'm so proud of you that you are sharing this just to get this out so that you know that your brother, I mean, it seems like even ridiculously like humorous to say your brother's being a fucking bitch, but that is like, but also we are here and we support you, and thank you so much for calling in and sharing this, because that is not, it's not fair when people are like down on somebody that's already going through so much up here where it's just like, I need perspective.
Yeah.
And thank you for calling and getting the perspective that you needed, because that's bullshit.
Yeah.
Being treated like that is bullshit after what you've experienced.
Now, my main thing is there a way that you guys have found when you're having trouble with family, like other than just shutting them out because they're not listening, like trying to keep that dialogue going, trying to keep them talking to you so that, you don't feel like alone, basically?
Honestly, I think it is, in situations like this, it is partly finding a therapist that you can talk to that can help you start talking to your family. You need somebody that like knows way more about the situation that can help you through this, to help encourage the conversation, because if you want this to be solved, this is something you're going to need an outside perspective on. Your family needs an outside perspective on it, because it seems like they do not have a lot of experience dealing with this, and that's okay. Not every family has that kind of a background, but if this is something that you feel that in talking through a therapist that you can work on with your family over time, I would encourage that, but also knowing that like, you don't need their encouragement. You don't need their approval. And we're so hung up on like, well, of course we all want our
your family,
Of course we fucking want it, but we don't fucking need it. And society tells us like, but if your family's against what you're doing, obviously what you're doing is wrong, which is not the fucking case. And they just seem that they don't have the proper experience to be able to give you the help that you need to be able to talk through this. You need to process this.
Yeah.
You need to talk through this. And they're just not in the place yet. And they could be if they want to be.
I mean, and here's the thing, like I had a brother who was bipolar and took his own life, and I would give anything for one more conversation with him. And in that conversation, I wouldn't be saying, why would you do that? Your family is so lucky that it's been just that this has not worked. Thank God. And that you're still here with us. And I just want to like shake them and be like the all the ways you're making this about you, about how they're putting it on you, the reasons that you're doing things that they're not even exploring, like why. They're literally just trying to say, well, you did this because of this, and they're trying to shove it under the rug, and that's their own thing. You got to work, you got to do what's good for you. And like Jackie said, that's professional help, that's your chosen family, your friends, any support you can get. You need to just stick with those people, because a family that is not realizing that they could have lost you is not helpful for you right now.
Right now.
You can reconnect with them down the road, but this is like not what you need right now. You need people that are being 100% behind you. You know?
Yeah.
You deserve.
I'm sorry for your
support.
loss.
You deserve it. It's not even that you need it. You deserve it. And that is something that I hope that you can start telling to yourself, that sometimes you need other people besides family. And I am really proud of you for working on this. And it's never fucking easy. And it's very, very impressive.
And if you can, like, take some space from them. Don't keep going back to the well and getting hurt. That's not helpful for you right now.
Yeah.
Like, you really deserve support and love, and like, just it's not even saying anything. I'm not making a judgment call on your family. I don't know them, but they're doing what they think is the right thing right now, and it's not the right thing for you. So you gotta just, find other resources, find other people. I know that's so hard because family is like, that's your heart, but like, you I know you have other people that are. I mean, you do, right? You're saying you have other support.
Not much right now, to be honest with you. My best friend and I had a big blowout just before, just on Christmas Day, and I live 4 hours away from my nearest family. So
Yeah, you sound like you're pretty isolated where you are.
And you need to be talking through these things. Honestly, people in chat are also talking about, and multiple people that have experience with crisis lines and calling crisis lines, because those are people that have the background that can talk you, and that you can talk to them at any time. Highly, highly recommend seeking out a crisis line where you can call any time of day and be able to talk through anything you need to talk through, because that is what you need. You need to be processing this. You need to be dealing with what's going on. Honestly, even before you get to figuring out your relationship with your family, it's getting you starting connecting with you and talking and processing through what you've been through. It is, and Brittany says you can even text.
Yeah, the text line.
Too.
It sounds like it's great because it's like you don't even have to be on the phone. And
988 is the number. Dial 988 for a suicide lifeline.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Thank you so much for calling in and sharing this. And
yeah,
I need you to know you've just touched so many people when it comes to your story, because I know that you are not, I need you to know you're not going through this alone. Other people are going through this as well.
Yeah.
And we have a community here for you. And I want to say thank you so much for reaching out and being a part of this community. We're sending you so much
We love you. Thank you for calling.
You deserve the support from your family, and I hope that you get it. And please call in the future, and we would love to hear how it goes.
Yeah. I'm here every time you guys stream. So
yay!
Thank you. Thank you for your support. Thank you for always being there and for modding and for being a part of our community. We couldn't do this without you, and thank you.
Yep. I love everyone at the network. So
I'm sorry you had to see Holden's belly button.
We're sending you so much love. Thank you so much.
Now I'm going to chug a full buzzball.
Well, I do have a lot of wine still in this cup, but I guess it is a little bit of time for wine.
Thank you guys so much. I love you guys in the chat. I'm newer to the network, and you guys are just in the chat like the sweetest fucking people. It's like, I don't think people know that there's a corner of the internet that exists like this. It's
our
really wild.
Amazing.
You guys
really
are so, except for fucking Holden's body, which of course we all are repulsed by, but the rest of it, you guys are all so supportive, and I love you guys, and I love I don't even talk about my own personal family loss like that much. I just feel very safe with this community. So
and thank
you guys so much. But I also want to thank Ivana Cecilia.
Yes.
And Wonderland Waiting and George's 420 for the subs. Thank you so much.
Thank you guys so much.
And that is podcasting. It is going seamlessly from your trauma to thanking people for the subs.
You
And
know,
can you admit?
It's just what we're doing, y'all.
We're doing that.
That is what we're doing.
That's what we're doing.
And thank you guys not only for supporting us here on the network, everybody in chat and everybody that's listening, but thank you for giving a great support for each other. I don't know what we would do without you guys, and I love all of you.
And if today's episode has taught you one thing, it's that we can easily go from cats being bitches to mental health. And don't be afraid to talk about either of these topics with us.
Only those two.
Call us.
Nothing else.
Who'sthebitch.com has our email, our voicemail. You can call us back on April 7th, which is our next. There you go. There she is. That gorgeous URL. April 7th is our next live.
We'll be back in 2 weeks.
And we'll be back. And in between then, you'll have audio episodes where you can always call in and write in if you don't feel like your voice needs to be public.
But we love hearing from you. And
yeah.
Guys, oh my God, D's Nooks.
D's Nooks.
Thank you so much for the gifted
subs. Yes.
Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us this evening. We will be back soon, and you can hear us every Wednesday, and we'll be back live in 2 weeks.
Subscribe and tell a friend. We love you. Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.